All right. Hey, Team Dead City. How are you?
What's up? How you doing?
Cool. Thank you guys for being here on CBR with us. We're at New York Comic Con. The energy is behind us. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon. Appreciate you guys coming by.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
Scott, my first question is for you because I'm just sort of, and this is very overarching.
Oh, wow.
Because you're the gatekeeper, you're the key master, you're the chief content officer.
Yeah,
for the Walking Dead universe. What is that like? Are you like you live and breathe zombies? Like,
well, I live and breathe these characters.
Yeah.
And sometimes zombies, sure. I loved the show before I worked on the show. Mm-hmm. And then I loved working on the show. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it's a blast helping make the other shows, whether it's helping launch them or helping create them, helping them as they go along, and then working on new things, working on how they might all touch each other in one way or another. It's great. I mean, I'm very, very lucky. It's weird. It's been a long time, but it doesn't feel like that long. I don't know. Mr. Holland's Opus isn't quite the right analogy because I don't think he wanted to be a music teacher. Yeah. Maybe he did. Listen, I don't want to disparage Mr. Holland, but
did not expect this reference.
Yeah, but I don't know. It all went really quick, and I was in Spain last week, just watching them do their thing. Being in Boston and seeing everything that Dead City was doing. I don't know. I feel very lucky to have the best seat in the house and be there to help with whatever.
Well, what an appropriate venue to bring Dead City to New York Comic Con. How fun has that been for you guys to bring this universe to the Big Apple, or what was once the Big Apple?
What was once the Big
Yes.
Apple? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we sort of spoke about this a bit before, but seeing the best way, it's even funny, Scott saying it doesn't feel like it's been that long, and it really doesn't, and I think that's testament to the refreshment that we've brought to the story again and again. We were obviously in Georgia for a long time. We had a larger cast. We had a lot more stories that we served, and I think that helped oxygenate it perpetually. But I think that when we began these spinoffs and we all had the opportunity to sort of open the gates wide and say, where could we go and what would be interesting? The prospect for Jeff and I to come to New York was really exciting, and for Maggie needing to be seen in this with this backdrop is really exciting. So it just makes you realize how when something has been created that is resonant with people, we get to all keep taking it into new environments and seeing what depth we find in the characters and in ourselves as viewers. And it's enduring and it's epic. I mean, it's absolutely epic to take the challenge of navigating the apocalypse and now put it in a city that's derelict and scary and dangerous and used to be something so different.
And guys, you're a New York native, right? Is this extra? Is this one extra special for you?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. Like, I got here a couple of days ago to prepare and just get settled in, and just every time I come back, I live in LA now, but every time I come back to New York, the energy just hits. Like the moment you put your foot on the ground, it's just like, and I even driving in from the airport, seeing the skyline at night, and then thinking about the show premiering next year. It's really special. It's really cool.
Did you guys at any point consider giving the Dead like New York accents to their grunts? Just like,
I mean, listen closely.
Yeah.
They might be there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I mean, we have walkers that,
back in their New York groove.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah.
a New Yorkiness about them.
Yeah,
They don't be like, they aren't saying like, I'm Walking Dead here, but
Please let
But
them
it
say that
definitely-
someday.
oh man, that would be it. We would say that, and then like a Chiron would come on and say that is the end of the entire series.
We have a very specific nod to a New York character in one of our walkers in the first episode, and it was it was an opportunity to tell the story of a New Yorker sort of descending into this world. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty distinct New York Dead story.
Yeah.
So
Season 1 premiered June 2023. Season 2 coming up quickly. I think early 25 is the one. What can you say about how season 2 is going to build off what you guys established in season 1?
Can we take it? I thought that I didn't. Was it look that?
No, you. I'll
Yeah.
give me.
Yeah. I'll say we should do like Mad Libs. Yeah.
Try it.
Season 2 gets
Very hairy.
okay. Actually, it's true.
Mad Libs always has a weird word.
No,
in
no,
it. Yeah.
I did not mean
As
to
I
judge.
explained,
I blew
this-
it.
I know.
The characters get
Just listening now. I totally
Oh.
forgot my own idea. Toe fungus.
okay.
Herschel doesn't because somebody took his toe off.
Oh, there you are. Yeah.
And when we talk about the show, we often say,
Wow.
"Isn't that a thing?"
Yeah. I mean, really, that covers it. Isn't that a thing? No, we go deeper into everything the first season was. The emotions get deeper, the action gets bigger, and there's just more to the world, more characters.
Yeah.
We learn more about what happened in New York City through these characters. It's and things get, of course, very intense between Maggie and Negan.
Yeah.
But it's the first season cranked up, and
Yeah, we sort of land and then lay roots, and things pop up from those roots. Groups and drama, etc.
What can you two tease like specifically about what Maggie and Perlie are up to?
Well, as I said before, we weren't the best of friends at the end of season 1, but we end up having to work together to, get some things done. And I get to finally understand what this crazy relationship is between Maggie and Negan, which is just like, the audience knows, obviously, but my character doesn't know. And so it's just like, oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, that's what that is. Like, kind of weird energy there. I don't know. It's,
Yeah. Picking up on something. Yeah. What?
Oh, it's, I mean,
Yeah.
similar question for you. Can you
Yeah.
tell us like
Oh, what to tease?
Yeah,
Yeah.
about Maggie specifically.
Maggie specifically, we left out at the end of season 1 with sort of what should have been a resolution with her and Herschel and should have been a sort of settled, decided thing with the trade with Negan, and it just isn't that simple. So we're definitely launched into this season with what seems at first like a fix. And personally, what she's going through is a great reckoning this season, and it's a reckoning with when you put horse blinders on, either in life, in dealing with trauma, or with your teenage child. I think that the thing I've enjoyed most about this year has been the universal experience of being a parent, raising a teenager, trying to do best, knowing that nothing you say will ever make sense to them, continuing to try to love them and do what's best and protect them in a world that is, as every parent can relate to, very dangerous, and in this world even more so. And knowing that to really give them what they need is going to require a very deep look at yourself. That's extremely difficult. Sacrifices, challenge, and then to add to that, we have a challenging relationship. Negan and Maggie have challenges that they have to overcome, and it is a massive arc this year for Maggie in a way that has been so monumentally satisfying and challenging and emotional and difficult, and has taken the show and my relationship with the character to levels I've never been in before. And so it's really cool, and it's a relationship with New York that's different, and it allows us to have a relationship with new characters and with ourselves that's completely new.
Well, I mean, if you take a step back and look at sort of the entire arc of your character, you know, and how would you say that like you've most appreciated how she's evolved over the course of your entire journey playing her?
This whole journey. I think there's been sort of a carriage here that has. It's very infrequently that you get faced with challenges that really test your character. And I think that this world and, Maggie's strengths are very evident. And what makes character most interesting to me is flaw. And we've sort of had a long time of understanding what her strengths are, and now we get to understand quieter human moments, and that's been, for me, a satisfying aspect of being with the character this long.
And then finally, before we go, we're at New York Comic Con. Comic Cons are the ultimate collision of fans and creators. What's been like a moment for you guys in your life where you've met, you all work in showbiz, where you've met somebody and just could not help but absolutely kind of, whether it was internal or external, lose your shit over?
I lost my shit over William Shatner. Yeah, I know we don't have a lot of time, so there's other stories I have, but this is not a slow one. I was at a Comic-Con and I saw him and I went up to introduce myself, and then I didn't know what to say. And I just said, "My mom and I love you so much." And he didn't say, I hear that a lot, but his face said that. And, but he was very gracious, but it was just, yeah, it was just like one of those moments. You never know. I don't think you ever know who's going to make you go. Somebody that's like such a household figure. And I grew up watching Star Trek with my mom. I mean, it just is what it is. And it's like, it was one of those sweet moments that always make me appreciate Comic-Cons and appreciate being a legacy character on a legacy show. It's huge. Yeah. It's so cool. And yeah, how about you?
Lauren Cohan.
Oh, stop it.
I mean, I'm trying to think who, do you have anybody that's been like?
I think something that just blew me away is I was a little kid and I was in New York and I was going to, I believe, a creation con. And we were going through the lobby and George Takei was there. And he was just talking to me and my friends. And that was just it was crazy. It was just crazy that he was such a nice guy and he was just talking about his day. And it was before Comic-Cons were Comic-Cons. And, that always just had an impression on me. He's just a great dude.
Guys, now you have to give us a Star Trek actor.
Yeah.
I can give you one, Patrick Stewart.
Oh.
So, like, I was on set and he was there. I didn't even, like, want to bother him because he's, like, so in his Patrick Stewart zone of just being amazing. And I just was like, wow, RSC, like, Star Trek, everything. Yeah. So.
That's
How
three of a
about yours?
kind.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. For me?
Yeah.
I'm such a music guy that for me it's like 90s hip hop stars. Like when I got to like meet like Phife Dawg from A Tribe Called Quest. Like that was me. They're my Beatles. Like that's when I lose my shit, I think.
Yeah.